Hello there, BoBo the Bitcoiner is back. So much have been talked about the goodness of Bitcoin, and I think it's time also to look into what people say negative about Bitcoin too. Unfortunately, none of these negative narratives actually can convince me. Like Bitcoin is used by criminals. Yes, this happened in the early days of Bitcoin. Criminals and hackers in those days thought Bitcoin is anonymous, but found out painfully later Bitcoin is actually pseudonymous, which means user can trace through the blockchain or Bitcoin blockchain. Many of these criminals were ultimately apprehended. Today, only 0.4% of money laundering and hackers utilize Bitcoin as a conduit to conduct illegal activities. The majorities are still in fiat currency because fiat cannot be traced. We hear of many exchanges being hacked also, right? But exchanges are supporting each other now. Hackers has no way to cash out their crypto or the Bitcoin. In fact, their movements are being tracked since all are recorded in the blockchain for everyone to see. Blockchain ledger is not only transparent for all to see, it is permanent also. So even Blackmailer is avoiding Bitcoin now since it can be tracked. Those who use Bitcoin to launder money before, even if they are not caught by now, will live forever in fear. Forever, I say. They just don't know when the law will catch up with them, since the transaction is permanently recorded in the blockchain. Another one is Bitcoin mining uses too much energy and bad for environment. Agree. In the early years, most of the mining are done in China, burning coal as energy. When Bitcoin started in 2009, the reward was 50 Bitcoin per block mined in approximately 10 minutes. Even home computer is good enough to mine Bitcoin at that time. But as more and more people compete to mine Bitcoin, miners has to invest in factories with hundreds and thousands of computer that run 24/7, 365 days, burning high energy, thereby very costly. Miners start to move to faraway places where energy can be cheap. They search for remote or even redundant coal mines with cheap and access energy, because it is too expensive to move the electricity to the city. They also use hydropower, which are usually in remote outskirts and have unwanted and wasted excess energy. Again, this is because it is costly to move the electricity to city where energy is lost through distance. This remote hydropower becomes their cheap source of clean energy supply. Of course, when solar energy came into popularity, miners also tapped into these cheap and clean resources. Today, most of the miners throughout the world are built in the outskirts of most countries. They are taking advantage of the low cost of clean energy using hydro and solar. Some are now tapping into the oil field, whereby again the wasted energy is funneled to my Bitcoin. Experiment is now going on to tap volcano energy as well as ocean energy, which is not only extremely cheap but also superbly clean. Miners can no longer survive anyway if energy is expensive. So they have to take advantage of all new and wasted energy at low cost to compete in the Bitcoin mining. All these talks of energy pollution are now outdated. Miners' energy are cleaner and cheaper than any other energy on earth now. Then we are talking about this maximum to 21 million Bitcoin can be changed. Those who say it obviously doesn't understand Bitcoin. It is a software run by all the nodes in the world. Everyone can be a node. All you have to do is download Bitcoin open source program onto your computer and run the software. You are a node. There are more than 10,000 nodes globally now. All right. All are voluntarily and independent participants who do not know each other at all. They believe the concept of Bitcoin, of course, and choose to participate in the Bitcoin network of their own free will. So, any changes in the Bitcoin network must consensual or have consensual accepted by the nodes. The consensus is simply 51% agreement or rejection. Do you think the nodes will agree to increase Bitcoin to more than 21 million Bitcoin? Obviously, these nodes have a stake in the value of Bitcoin. More Bitcoin means its price is diluted. I can bet you not one single node will agree to increase. Then we have people who start to talk about Bitcoin is going to zero and Bitcoin is a scam, a Ponzi scheme. And this does not hold water anymore. All right. Bitcoin has been 14 years already, and it's getting stronger by the day. The naysayers have been talking about Bitcoin going to the grave since day one, 1,000 times. Yet, Bitcoin is still alive and kicking. Then you have this Bitcoin is too volatile. Sure, it started off with zero value, then go to $5, $50, $500, $5,000, almost 25,000, but now coming back to 20, 21,000. It's volatile, all right. Bitcoin is only 14 years old, my friend. For any new technology to mature and get adopted properly, it normally takes 30 to 50 years. Having reached a mature or a market today of a market capital of about $400 over billion is no small feat by itself. Bitcoin is still young. You can say Bitcoin had just finished a primary school and is now at the secondary level. Once it reaches university, the volatility will be reduced. Stability will be the order of the day. By that time, it will be benchmarked against all commodities, products, and assets. And the final one, very commonly said, the Bitcoin is the greater fool theory. Bitcoin is only worth as much if the next fool is prepared to pay. Well, the next fool may turn out to be a great insight who recognize a true and genuine innovation that is fast and quick without middlemen. Do not need trust. Open decentralized blockchain, free for everyone to use. That is technology. Of course, anything is worthless if nobody wants it. No food there. Why the gold have value then? Because people want it for a reason. And especially when the supply is limited. And we all know the supply and demand equation of Bitcoin. You know, nobody dare argue that Bitcoin is not fast and cheap. Not a single soul of any critics dare to challenge it. What about negative things? What other negative things can these critics say about Bitcoin? When running out of reason or logic, the last thing they would think of is, oh, government will ban it. Of course, no government can support Bitcoin no matter how good a product it is. Government issue their own fiat currency. They have to control the money, right? And they want the control, of course. But if a government does not manage its currency well, they have to inflation will creep in, right? Its currency will lose its value. Her people do not trust their own currency anymore. Then they will have to find an other alternative. El Salvador's alternative used to be US dollars, but US dollars cannot be trusted. That's why they adopt Bitcoin as legal tender now. We will see more countries following suit. Yes, China did ban Bitcoin in 2017. What happened? Bitcoin still operates uninterrupted to this day. People in China simply trade Bitcoin offshore. Hubei and OKCoin still serve millions of Chinese from Hong Kong. Bitcoin is borderless. Yes, China can make it difficult for the people to trade Bitcoin, but they cannot stop it. The first country eager to kill Bitcoin should be America, because of their US dollar reserve currency status. Yet they are not able to take the draconian step to ban Bitcoin because of its own First Amendment, freedom of speech and privacy. What US can do is to throw all kinds of law to make it difficult to use Bitcoin, but as long as it is not illegal, people who believe in Bitcoin, believe in its freedom and privacy, can still go on about its usage and operation. What can be said anymore? When a product, in this case a program, is good for humanity, none of the negative narratives hold water. As time goes on, more and more people will see it. believe it, try it, use it, and adopt it. Especially when it is borderless. It can always be available on internet. Otherwise, satellite, even 24/7, 365 days. It is unstoppable. So as time goes on, people recognize this real, genuine advantage. Not only people want it, people will rush to get it. So my friends, the earlier you get it, the better. Okay? Before it is too late and before the world runs out of Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye bye.